Hey guys, Double J's box breaks back again. We have a quad Series 1 Blaster Box 2015-16 for tonight. So let's get into it here. So let's see. The last listing was the Winnipeg Jets as normal. Ended on February 6th at 10:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now it is 2:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on 2/7. There's the boxes. And let's get the serial numbers out. We got 9828, 4454, 9865, and 8311. So here we go with these. There's your 4454. This one is your 9865. This one is your 8311. And then we got this one in the back here. Is your 9828. And there they all are. Something like that, so you guys can see them all. So they are all sealed boxes of all Series 1 Blaster boxes. There you go. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here you go. There's the serial number again, 4454. And good luck, everybody. Thanks for taking part in the break here tonight. And let's get it going. The first box. Here we go. Good luck. I'm going to try to go rather fast because we have a lot of packs to open, so here we go. We have a base, 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 and base. Base, base, and our first upper deck canvas for the Ottawa Senators, Clark MacArthur. And a base, and a base. Base, 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 and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, and for the Montreal Canadiens, PK Subban, Shining Stars. These blaster boxes love defensemen, and they're pretty hard to come by, so there you go. I know I say it all the time, but you guys can check it out for yourself. There you go. Base, base, and base. Base, base, and for the Winnipeg Jets, Young Guns of Andrew Copp. So Winnipeg's on the board. Base and base. base, 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 and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, 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 and base. Should be at least another Young Guns in here. Maybe another canvas, I'm not sure. Let me see. So we have a base, and there we go. We have for the Sharks, Upper Deck Portraits, Joe Pavelski. There we go. Little Joe. And a base and a base. 2 packs left on the first box, guys. So here we go. Base, 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 and base. And I guess they saved the last Young Gun for last. So let's see what we got here. Base. And there you go. Mikko Rantanen for the Colorado Avalanche. Mikko Rantanen, excuse me, not Rantanen. Okay, that's it for the first one, guys. So let's get into the second one. We'll do this guy here. There's a serial number of this one is 9865. So there you go, 9865. And here we go. Okay, here we go. First pack, base, 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 and base. Base, base, and for the Nashville Predators, Upper Deck Portraits, Pecorine. Base and base. Second pack, base, 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 and base. Next pack, base, base, and for the LA Kings, Young Guns of Jordan Wheel. So LA on the board. Base and base. So we should still have a canvas and a Young Guns at least in here. Base, 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 and base upside down. Base, base, and here's the canvas. Corey Crawford for the Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago's on the board. Base and base. Next pack. Base, 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 and base. Next pack. Base, 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 and base. base, and for the LA Kings, the Shining Stars, Drew Doughty. So there we go. Kings again, base and base. Base, base, and again for the Jets, Andrew Copp. And a base and a base. Base, 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 and base. And last pack, guys. Base, 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 and base. That's it for box number 2. Let's go for box number 3. Here we go. This is 9828. Oh. Alright, let's get into this one. Computer shut off for a second. Alright guys, good luck with our 3rd box. Hopefully we'll see some better Young Guns in this one. Base, 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 and base. We did pull out Max Domi last time, so let's see what happens this time. Base, base, and for the Calgary Flames, Upper Deck Portraits, Yuri Hudler. Base and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, base, and for the Vancouver Canucks, Jared McCann, Young Guns. So there's our first Young Gun, at least. Glad it's not Andrew Copp. There we go, base and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, base, and Upper Deck Canvas, Chicago Blackhawks, Jonathan Toews. Pretty nice picture with the cup there. Haven't seen this one yet, so pretty nice. Base and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, and for the Phoenix Coyotes, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Shining Stars. Phoenix on the board, base, base, and base. Base, base, oh, Oiler, but not the one that we wanted. An Oiler all in the same, though. Anton Slepyshev, Young Guns. So, Oilers are on the board, base and base. At least they're on the board. Base, base, just a base checklist there. Base and base. And last pack, out of box number 3. Base, 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 and base. Alright guys, one more box to go. And it is 8311. There we go, 8311. Good luck everybody on the last blaster box for tonight. Go. Here we go. Let's do it. Base, 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 and base. Base, base, and for the New York Rangers, Upper Deck Portraits, Rick Nash. Base and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, base, and for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Antoine Bibeau, Young Guns. Bibio. Sorry. Base and base. Base, 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 and base. Base. And a Young Guns for Rick Nash for the Rangers. Or, not a Young Guns, I'm sorry. Upper Deck Canvas, Rick Nash for the Rangers. Base and base. Base, 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 and base. Base, 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 and base. Base and Shining Stars for the Blues, Alex Pietrangelo. Sorry. Base, base, and base. So we're looking for one more Young Guns. Guys, we do have artifacts going out for tomorrow and Tuesday. We also have another blaster box going out for Monday. And we have a 2010-11 Zenith, Panini Zenith going out for Wednesday. So take a look on eBay at those. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys again. So let's get into it. Here's our last Young Guns. And it's for the Rangers, Oscar Lindberg. So nice young rookie there. Oscar Lindberg. The Rangers have been pretty hot coming off the structure in this pack anyway. Look at this pack. It was like that from the box. So. Base, 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 and base. And last pack, guys. Good luck. Thanks again for taking part tonight. Base, 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 and base. Finish off with base. So, there it is, guys. Quad break of 2015-16 Series 1 blaster boxes. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with the artifacts. Thanks.